leadership to business impact analytics is a thing. It is both doable and it is within reach for any business. And it starts to help you to understand how better leadership drives value in your organization. But in order for you to have that capability, just like you talked about, Enrique, you're going to need some stuff, right? Because if you're going to, you can talk about leadership to business impact analytics, but unless you start fixing the broken leadership development space, you're not going to be happy with what your analytics are actually telling you, right?
Correct.
And so you're going to have to make this concerted effort to say, well, yeah, now how do we not move beyond, what I would call episodic leadership development, right? How do we bring leadership development that truly matches the demands of today's leadership roles? Number one. Number two, how do we make sure that the leadership development that we provide is respective and inclusive of all leadership roles so that we can groom that leadership capability from hire to retire? And, number three, it's then about those two things make sense for people, right? Leadership development that matches and meets the challenges of today's leadership roles, but also serves all roles. Well, in order to do those two things, organizations are going to need a platform to drive it and an ecosystem to deliver it, right? You need those two things, which is really what Rejuvi is all about. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like if you do not have a platform to drive that, meaning holistic leadership development at all levels, and you don't have an ecosystem of services to help you deliver it, and scale it across your leadership bench, you can still have the analytics capability in place, but you're not going to be maximizing your return on investment. And you're going to still be in this situation where people are going to be feeling like they're not prepared to do their leadership jobs at hand.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that when you're having your organizational changes, right, and you're aligning your strategy, that org change has to be driven by a methodology that aligns, if you will, the structure of the organization towards where it's trying to pivot to, right? And that has to be measured, right? And at the same time, it has to be congruent with the status quo of the company where it starts, right? So there's a maturity level as well, right? I always tell people that in an organization where you are attacking leadership and organizational change, you have to first crawl, then walk, and then run, and then walk again, right? Because that's where you have to start the fine tuning, right? You can't just keep running because you might be then running in the wrong direction and you might be tapping your head, hey, we did it, we're running. But, if you don't slow down now and go back to walking and measured and fine tuned to ensure that that continues to be the case, right? You might also run into trouble. So it's not just the beginning of the journey, it's a continuation of refining that journey as you move through the different maturity stages in your organization that counts.